Welcome back to the Bad Comedy Podcast, folks. We got a huge news day today. Huge news. Jasmine Crockett is in hot water. Not for what you think. I'm going to break that about halfway through the episode. Just make sure to listen to the whole thing. We're going to be talking about Ukraine, Israel, all the most important stuff. Bees, Bugs Life.
Yes.
The caterpillar. We have some stuff we want to break up about the caterpillar from
the caterpillar effect. And just gonna where that leads.
Right. And very exciting stuff, folks. So before we hop into it, as you know, join patreon.com/badcomedy. That's where everything uncensored, any blackmail you want on us, find it there. It's very offensive and terrible. That's why it's behind a paywall. It's only $3.99 a month for now, but we're raising it to $100 because we don't want anyone else to ever listen to it except for the people that are in it currently. So if you want to get in, whether it's to hate watch or to just watch because it's hilarious, that's where all the guest episodes are. Go check them out. Also, if you're ever out, drink Malort. Isn't it good? It's good.
It's good. It's
so good.
It's just fucking, it's good.
And
our comedy is
lastly,
bad.
if you like good vitamins, go to the alexjonesstore.com/badcomedy, and you can get the best vitamins. We don't really have an affiliation with Alex Jones, but they have the best vitamins.
Yeah, he will not return our calls, but we have more planned.
And it fights, and it helps you fights the globalists, I guess. So it's pretty good.
And fight the good fight.
Yeah. So all right, I'm Mac, the bad boy of comedy, at bad boy of comedy on all platforms. How'd you get that? How'd you get that name? I just got it. I'm just that kind of guy.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then, of course, I'm here with...
At Comedy Baddie.
Oh.
Dylan Mahler, also known as Tim Hot Tub. Like Tim Pool, but I'm a hot tub. And that lady's in hot water. It's not a hot plunge. But I'm here to talk about me at Comedy Baddie. And so, yeah, one day I was like, Comedy Baddie, sleepy.
Yeah.
And then I woke up as the Joker.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Well, I think you're a sleeper cell.
I might be a sleeper cell.
Oh, you forgot to say let's get into it.
And let's get into it.
Yeah. So we think Dylan's probably a sleeper cell, and they're activating him through X, or they're training his brain on X, and then one day it's gonna click, and then he might have to unalive somebody, but we don't know who.
So ready to get deployed, I can feel it.
Right. We don't know.
It's like being in heat.
We don't know if it's the good guys or the bad guys that are because. I mean, both the good guys and the bad guys have to use similar tactics because, you got to fight fire with fire sometimes.
I feel like I am the fire, the second fire.
I have sleeper cell anemia, so I can't be a sleeper cell. That's how little of a sleeper cell I am.
Must be nice.
But I also I don't have an iron deficiency at all. I have way too much iron.
You're too ironic.
I'm too ironic. Yeah. So the doctor said you got to take anti-iron pills, and I said, suck my dick, Dad. I told my doctor.
They like stop taking.
He's a nice guy though. I
energy.
felt kind of bad. He's a Mexican guy, and I said, why don't you go back to Mexico?
Did you say anything during the appointment about just kind of?
I said,
so how you doing?
I said something ironic, and he was like, it's clear. It's like in your blood. You're being ironic now. And then I said, yeah, you're a good doctor.
You're cooked.
Yeah, I cooked his ass. It was the most based appointment I ever had.
My doctor said, I'm cooked.
I said, hey, Dr. Huerta, why don't you go back to Mexico? Not.
Oh, yeah.
I said, not so fast that it couldn't.
You're suggesting maybe you don't do that because.
I wonder if he's a doctor.
Would he be at the cool kids table?
I wonder. He's not like a great. I think he has like 1 star probably. He's nice, but he just comes in and tells me that I should get a COVID shot, and then gives me pills, and then I don't get the COVID shot.
Well, I respect that strategy. I'm going to be honest with you.
I take the pills, not the shot.
Just the pills.
Just the pills.
Hey, Doc, how about you hold the lecture?
Yeah, hold the lecture. My old doctor, or my old gastroenterologist, because I have Crohn's. I'm folks, do you know how expensive it is to have Crohn's? You have to get a job to get private insurance so you can afford to have Crohn's, and you just pay out $10,000 a year out of pocket. So join patreon.com/badcomedy, or else I'll die.
Mac is a slave to his crones.
I have 2 jobs, and I'm a slave to my crones.
Yeah.
And so I have to work 2 jobs just for my crones. If you could just join the Patreon, even if you don't listen, I need it.
And free Mac, break the chain, break the crones.
Right. I don't want to be a slave anymore. You know, I thought we got rid of slaves.
No, it's like it's not how it's romanticized. It's not like
right.
That. There's a lot of movies about it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I've always said, if there was white slavery, that would be fine because I'd be the best one.
Yeah, you do talk a lot about the horse that they would give you to ride on, and
they would. I mean, I'd
whip the other slave. It's kind of a slave owner mentality.
Well, no, I mean, I would be a slave under black ownership.
Yeah.
And then I would get promoted because I'd be the best crop picker. And then they would promote me to where I would whip hipsters that aren't working. Because most hipsters, like Michael Cooper's, they love communism because they don't put in any labor and they just want all the money.
Until you get that whip on their back.
Until I would whip them right into shape. Yeah. And I'd be like, you asked for that. You asked for the white slavery. You know?
Which is actually doing him a favor because that guy, he wants the gumballs. That's his nut. That's his.
They'd probably let me at dinner too. I'd be like their main general because I'm going against my own people, you know? Like,
well, you'd probably be serving if you were doing like dinners.
No, I think they would let me eat with them.
So yeah, no, just kind of the more you talk about it, sounds like you just kind of envision yourself as like a slave owner.
No, I would be friends with the black guys that own the white slaves.
Well, just kind of, I don't see color. I feel like you
my BD affiliation, that would help.
Because like even like a slave owners, like they're not even the person on the horse whipping, but you kind of want to be like
they would have like in American slavery, actually in any slavery, they would have some slaves that would be the manager and they would whip the other black people and shit like that.
No, I believe you, and
so that's what I would.
You would know that.
That's what I would be if it was white slavery.
Yeah, that is your absolute idea of it.
So. I know for sure I would get promoted because I'm a hard worker, and I know that most of these people aren't hard workers.
Well, what if your crones came into play?
Then I would shit in the field. Whatever I got to do to work hard. I'll get a diaper. Yeah, I'll shit on Michael Cooper and then walk. And then, you know what I'll do? I'm so Machiavellian. What I would do is I would put down Michael Cooper and Katie Zane, all these people, and climb them like a staircase up to a promotion.
Well, you really got to bully him to get some of his.
Bob Keane. Yeah. What I would do is I would carry Bob Keane to the top of the staircase of all the people that don't work hard and throw him off, and then he'd probably fly away like a bat.
Well, if you're killing the other slaves, even if they're like kind of a bat rat.
Yeah. I mean, Bob Keane is a disgusting bat rat. He's really a disgusting, like, looking and sounding and just his personality. Everything about him is bad.
It's almost just like.
Is there anything good about him?
No, there's nothing.
Can anyone name anything good about Bob Keane?
I'm sure Bob Euler has things that he looks up to, but it's coming from such a low vantage point of a human.
I mean, Bobby Buzz is a coward, and he talks shit behind people's backs all the time. We talk shit in front of people's backs.
And just the more
right now we're talking shit directly to people if they're listening. But behind the paywall is where we say the really hurtful stuff.
Yeah, but this is also immortalized like forever. Just kind of.
It's kind of an immortal technique we're doing.
Yeah, and it's a public statement the whole world can hear. It's just kind of.
It's an immortal technique, I'd say.
Bob tried bullying me, and then I just cooked his ass, and he unfriended me and deleted the thread. And I think we all know who won that. I thought about posting it to make him look even worse.
But then it's stooping his level.
Yeah, but I will be haunting him and just kind of ruining his life like for the rest of mine.
I sent you that text message that I got, right, about the gay affair, Bob Keane.
Oh, yeah, so there is some...
Bob Keane is having a gay affair.
I kind of I trust the source on this one.
He's having a gay affair. More to come, but I can't drop it all right now. But more to come. Bob Keane is having gay sex with somebody behind Ariel's back. So
it's like allegedly, but
it's not allegedly. I have the receipts. I just don't know if I can release them. I got to talk to my lawyers.
Yeah. So there's like a lot of things going on, but really, the more that I kind of when I was like. Thought I was going to war with him. It was really just a battle, if that.
Yeah.
It was just like
No, we think
you just realize he's like a loser that has like, there's nothing. And then I started to feel bad.
Well,
and
he's like
that's why I've
50
always
years
been nice
old
to
and
him.
he like tries to cancel people.
Yeah,
like,
just like
who, like what's
I always was nice to him because I felt bad for him. And then it's like when I just remember like, oh, this is and then you realize that guy just needs a hug.
He's a piece of shit. And
he can't be fixed with a hug.
No, a hug of Satan, maybe.
And he's gonna be mean, and you just kind of you cook him, and then you
I don't want to
ruin his life after.
We have some plans, and I can't release any of them. But there's war plans. We've been using Signal to communicate about it.
Yeah, and so there's like
we have a big group chat of some high level people in Signal. We have Jeff Goldberg in there, the reporter from the Atlantic.
And really, it's almost just like I wish there was like a horror movie or something of like an ongoing, like kind of omnipresent, just kind of the creature that keeps looming and just kind of they might not run fast, but they keep walking, kind of thing, like a zombie. Like
I own a fair amount of real estate in Bob Keene's head, like the Chinese do here. I do in Bob Keene's head.
Like you're in all the best territories.
I live there,
yeah. And just
and sometimes I'll punch the brain.
Well, yeah, it seems like it's irritated lately. There's been a lot of emotional reactions,
right?
Emotional to say the least.
Yeah,
it's been kind of
Bob Keene's kryptonite is a stoic response.
Just like performing comedy, like doing the worst anyone's ever done at a certain mic,
and then he came at you firing at literally every missile, and he has nothing left. What do you?
And it wasn't just me either.
How dumb is Bob? Why do you fire all your missiles at one time? Have even a small amount of strategy.
He got he got himself in a little bit of a pickle,
a conundrum.
Yeah,
folks, if you're listening internationally, Bob Keene is on the Chicago comedy scene. He's a stand-up comic. He gets booked on a lot of his shows he produces.
Yeah,
nowhere else.
No, and then just like if you do bad at a mic in a town that you don't even live, the last thing you want is someone to find out without you telling them first. So what you do is you go on Facebook on like a group with like thousands of people and you post about what you just did to yourself and make sure that everyone finds out like your version of it.
Right.
Because the last thing you want is like two people to find out from someone else like authentically.
Yeah, like the problem is he thinks that that history is written by the losers. It actually just turns out it's by the victors. So he's gonna fuck around to find out. But Bob Keene has a black eye in perpetuity. He always he has a perpetual black eye because he's just always punched in the face. I fought him myself in an alley. And
he kind of changed his eye.
He had a mark in his face. I didn't have a mark on my face. I was blacked out, but I count that as a win. I think I got a kick in as well. So.
As if you needed it just to...
Well, I was like, I was doing some kung fu. Black eye kung fu.
Some tiger style.
Yeah. I'm a Tiger King, people say, except not gayer method,
And they say Bob, and by they I mean Bob, says he's king of the open mics, which is... He came at me with some kind of weird hierarchy stuff.
Yeah. Oh, he tried to do that?
Yeah. He was
like he's a comedy veteran?
Yeah, and he's like, you think we're equals or something? And it was like, I don't think about my place amongst all these. Everyone, we're all losers. If you want to be like the best of like a bunch of losers, like
when I first started, he was doing that to me, talking down to me, and then I that's when I released all the DMs as a nuke, and then but I hate when people post private DMs unless it's a nuclear bomb. You got to do it very sparingly.
Yeah, and
you got to have everything collected, and then you drop it all.
No, I really felt like it's like this is how he's talking to Mac, and it's like
when I was like 2 months in, and he was just like talking shit to the vets, like you're gonna
that's stolen
beat
valor,
up or something, right? And then I was like I'll hurt you, dude. I'll see you at North Bar tonight.
I thought about that. Like that's like one like there's like 100 different like angles, and it's like one is one is like physical, actually just like beating him up.
Yeah, but we can't talk about too much strategy.
Yeah,
in public.
But it's like
for the wargaming on the Bob Keane campaign, join Patreon.
It's just funny for him to just make the same mistake he made like 3 years ago.
He makes it all the time. It's so easy. He's the easiest person to defeat.
It's because other people like roll over and just don't want the smoke, but then he also is just so retarded. He's just against the people with like all the ammunition, nothing to lose. Like
he has BPD.
The funnest thing is like just kind of fucking with anyone that fucks with us.
He literally has nothing. Also, he has nothing to lose.
Yeah, it's just almost. Do I want to watch him do it to himself?
He literally he owns nothing, so he physically has nothing to lose.
Well, he did steal Dan's show.
He stole Dan's show.
Yeah, remember he stole his
Dumb Drummer.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, he stole it like and put it on like the Friday instead of Thursday or something.
Is it still called the same thing?
I think it's Laughter Hours.
Oh yeah, another Hunter Hirsch production.
Yeah, well I don't know. It's like maybe he didn't steal it, but
I like Hunter Hirsch because he's autistic like you.
Yeah, but he's like the good kind. You know, there's a good kind, there's a bad
the
kind.
Evil kind and the good kind. You're the evil kind. He's the good
I'm
kind.
actually both kinds. Yeah,
you're a little bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm becoming more kind of Machiavellian, I guess we could call it.
Machiavelli, Illuminati, off of your body, blows like a 12-gauge shotty.
You feel me?
Yep. Pac. I don't like Pac as much as Biggie, but I like Pac.
But Bob Keane is much lower than those two, right?
Oh, Bob Keane is like he's like
what is he?
He's like Clay Aiken.
He's like a pedophile.
Everyone knows that Ruben Studdard should have won that That was back. That was back when that. What was that show called? American Idol.
American Idiot.
American Idiot. Yeah, Ruben Studdard should have won. It was bullshit. He didn't win, and not for DEI purposes. He was way better at singing than Gay Aiken, who didn't even come out as gay at the time. He said he was straight.
No, and that's what The Blind Side should have been about. That
about Ruben Studdard.
Yeah.
Where's
Adopt him?
Well, they named a sandwich after him. It's a good sandwich too.
That's my worst fear is if I die and that's how I'm remembered is they just name a sandwich after me. My dying wish is to not have like a McDillon or just none of that.
I would love to make a McDillon to immortalize you. Folks, the reason we didn't do the podcast last week is because Dylan was on a secret mission infiltrating Antifa and trying to work. But actually, I can't talk. I can't talk too publicly about this because if they hear this, I mean, no, Dylan is out doing the Tesla protests. He hates Elon and stuff.
Yeah. So I'm also sleeper cell. It's kind of for both sides. And
so he really hates Elon and he hates Trump. He hates that Elon's making everyone lose their jobs, and he hates that we're auditing the government for fraud. So he's been at these protests, really protesting.
I'm saying
he's the real deal.
We want fraud. When do we want it? When do we want fraud?
Right. He's the real deal. He's a hardcore leftist, and that's all we'll say for now.
Of them all.
He's not infiltrating the Soros network at all.
No, I'm not. Kind of just Trojan horsing my way.
No, not at all. Yeah, that's all. That's all we can say for now.
So that's a little wink and a nod to the fans who paying attention.
Please don't tell
George Soros
or Alex Soros.
Company.
Yeah, Alex Soros. Have you ever heard him talk?
No.
He talks like he's on a shitload of. He's George Soros' son. He's just his prodigy. The same thing. He just wants to control everything.
How old is he?
Probably in his 40s, 30s, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so I just mix these people up because I think
George Soros he's old. He's old, and he's the one who started all this shit.
Cooked.
Yeah. He's
Alex
cooked.
Soros is the young one that looks like the Joker.
Yeah, and he talks like he's on 1 billion milligrams of Adderall. Yeah, he probably is, and he makes war plans for Antifa and stuff like that.
War sucks.
I know.
We should make
war sucks. I know. She left me drone strikes by the stairs.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, how do we make it about drone strikes? Yes. That's perfect.
The U.S. government doesn't care.
Yeah. I was talking to Diego about that last night. I'm just like, I want to make these little 30-second parodies of music stuff. And But if I do, it's just so hack now.
I have a million I could just come off the dome.
That's what we got to do, because it's like
there's a
Weird
don't
Al.
tread on me.
Yeah. We should start making those. It's low,
Yeah.
but Weird Al, it's weird to make the whole song.
Don't tread on
Don't
me.
make the whole song. That's too obsessive. That's like Mac with Dan Zasima.
Yeah, but it's funny because it's the whole song.
Yeah. We should make
That's
whole
why I
songs
think it's
about
funny.
Bob. Yeah.
I think it's funny because it's the whole song. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It's another level. There's levels.
I could have easily done one verse of Dando Simo by evening.
Yeah.
But it's way funnier if it's the whole song.
It's so continuous.
Dando Simo by evening, out here stealing jokes.
Yeah. There's something funny about it.
Every bit that I got was just fucking stolen. When my bits get tried at the open mic, I can count on Dando Simo there. That was actually some really good writing by me. Not trying to give myself too much credit, but it was some pretty good writing.
No, it's like, have you seen that sales guy who's like, if your family was going to get murdered, could you sell 40 cars a month? The guy sells 10 cars a month. If I'm going to kill your family, could you sell 40 cars a month? The guy's like, yes. And he's like, okay, why aren't you selling 40 cars a month? Why do you need your family to be in, you can do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like you put yourself in a sleeper cell situation where like these lyrics need to.
Well,
I'm going to kill my family if I don't write this.
my brain is just very industrious. If I put my mind to it. So like if I have a project, I get it done. You know?
You just get it done.
I get her done.
So you got to be careful about what projects you take on.
I took on Project 2025. I wrote the whole thing.
You got it done.
I wrote all of Project 2025, gave it to Trump. He saw the whole thing. He's implementing it. And that's what we all wanted. Yeah. But I mean, I wrote it it was a prank.
Yeah.
And then it turned out that they're going to implement the whole thing.
I'm trying to what pranks was I thinking of?
Well, we voted for Trump's to cancel out, to make Dan Cass vote for Trump.
That was a big pivotal.
Yeah, we weren't even going to vote, folks. We did this hilarious jackass prank where we both voted for Donald Trump just to reverse Dan Cass, enemy of the show. It was because we cut this out of the episode because it was so annoying, but I had an argument with him about Russiagate and January 6th.
We were concerned about it, but
And Dan Cass was so annoying that we made him vote for Donald Trump.
So Dan voted for Donald Trump. We stayed out of it because
technically we didn't vote. We just
don't believe in
Dan
genocide.
Cass voted for Trump. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also voted for Trump at a different voting place.
I actually did that too. So we both. So he voted for Trump 3 times.
We also voted for Trump. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to every polling place and voted for Trump.
It was a kind of level 5, maybe even level 5.5 that we did this in a overwhelmingly blue. Yeah. So then it was almost like, do we even tell him? Because it's easy rebuttal.
Yeah.
Just saying, well, that was pointless.
Yeah, there's a lot of voter frogs out there.
He's a sore loser.
There's a lot of voter frog.
Sore winner.
Yeah.
Voter frog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they've been saying. It's apparently everywhere.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to rib the election. Rib it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a stretch.
I think they are ribbing the election.
I don't know if they're forcing it, but they got to.
Yeah.
They stopped ribbing Snickers bars.
Mm-hmm.
They took the glazing off of it.
Yeah. It's like
stop
the peel.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
You peel back the layers on our food.
Yeah.
I'll let you leave our food alone. I don't need a Kennedy in my pizza.
Yeah. Well, I like eating the bugs because they got grass or crickets chopped up that they make something out of the chopped up crickets and they put in the food, and then the red dye is made from these ticks they mash up. They're really red.
Wow.
And so we're already eating the bugs. Ants. Yeah, we're already eating the bugs, folks.
Wow. No, I was on Little Caesars.
They're getting us started on
again, and there's no bug option.
I wonder if there's
that bugs me.
Yeah, I think Little Caesars actually has okay ingredients.
Yeah,
from what I've heard. Papa
But they could
John's
be better. They
and,
could have
and them,
bugs.
but I think Domino's has a lot of bad stuff. Pizza Hut. Me and John were talking about how stuffed crust, that was only a thing for Pizza Hut. I think they had a copyright on it or something, but then now everyone has it,
Wow.
So that's a good thing they had, but now they don't have that. Cooked.
Yeah, no, you're washed at that point.
Pizza Hut got cooked when they stopped having the brick and mortar stores where you can go to the buffet and get a bunch of pizza.
Well, yeah, like
Pizza Hut was fun to go to.
Yeah,
like it was like
Pizza Hut.
Yeah, let's go to Pizza Hut and eat a shitload of pizza because pizza rules.
I was kind of mad when Alex Stein was talking about. It's like I love Chuck E. Cheese. Like that got me on. That was like how I got into drugs.
Yeah, well,
Chuck E. Cheese.
Alex
like
Stein, he's a furry.
He's Robbie the Rat.
Yeah, that's why I wanted John Hickok to call Tucker Carlson so we could call Alex Stein.
And he didn't put in the call when you needed it most so far.
Mm-hmm.
So is John Hickok an op now?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna break the Jasmine Crockett news now. This is breaking news.
Faking news.
No, this is breaking. This is breaking news.
Breaking news.
You won't get this from anywhere else except for the Bad Comedy Podcast. Jasmine Crockett, the congresswoman who used to talk like me, and now she talks like, y'all motherfuckers crazy. Governor Hot Wheels down there. And yeah, she talks like that now. She talked like this, and now she talks like that. That's not the reveal.
That's like
the
echo.
Yeah, she's. It's not even racist for me to do that because she is code switching exactly the same as I am. She talks exactly like this,
and you're not threatened by it. You can code switch.
She talks precisely like this in real life, and then when she goes out there, she's like, "Yeah, let's take this shit outside."
Wow.
That's not her real voice, but that's not the reveal. The reveal is Jasmine Crockett, no relation to Davy Crockett. She would have said, "You could have the Alamo." She's probably, "You could have the Alamo."
No. Don't even tell me that right now, Mac.
No relation.
Okay,
Davy
so
Crockett's
no relation, but he has relation to her.
No, I don't think
but so. She divorced her parents?
No, I looked at the lineage.
And the lineage is 12%.
No. There's no Davy Crockett blood in her. I looked it
so
up.
she got a blood transfusion.
It was a different Crockett's. It was I think the people that made the crock pots or something. But then there was Davy Crockett, who's cool and wore a raccoon hat and shot people and defended the Alamo. And she's not cool.
As he should have, yeah.
Right. So he's probably rolling in his grave with his namesake being used by someone who's code switching and telling people to burn down Teslas.
Davy Crockett's locker.
Yeah.
Maybe check that.
Yeah. Davy Crockett. But you don't get news like that anywhere else, folks.
Do you think that it was the name or just kind of?
That might not even be her real name. I bet her real name is like Sarah Nepper.
Maybe we should ask Grok. We should grok it.
Yeah. She probably is a white woman with blackface on.
Aren't they all, right? Aren't they all?
Yeah.
They're all cosplaying as black women.
Yeah. And lizard people are wearing white body.
I mean, black women used to be the Karens. They used to be the triple Z, snap the triple Z.
Don't go there, girlfriend.
Yep. And women were just...
I heard a good analysis about this. So culture goes from black women to gay men to white women.
It's a like Bermuda Triangle.
And then white women ruin it all. And white women honestly are the worst when it comes to like most of the people at like racial like protests are white people.
No, it's like Bill Burr.
And they don't even know what they're protesting. They don't even know what they're protesting half the time.
Bill Burr cooked white women so hard in that one SNL monologue.
Bill Burr's been a weirdly leftist recently.
I mean, yeah.
I think he's got
everything he says.
He's got a big time derangement syndrome.
And then even Sam Bishop was making fun of him.
Really?
Yeah, he was saying, you know what, Bill Burr, I don't think that I like your arguments, and he didn't like how Bill Burr was being upon, but when Bill Burr cooked white women,
Seems like Sam Bishop's in the cult fully, you know, and you would think that he would love the Bill Burr thing. You're not allowed to criticize people within that cult.
No, and it's like he's making fun of Elon. Aren't you supposed to just like have an orgasm right now? Yeah. But instead, he had
in the other cult in
ruined orgasm
on
Facebook.
We actually criticize people when they do things wrong, but the other cult, like if you have an Afghanistan pullout, 13 people die, and we leave them like $100 billion of weapons, then everyone's like, it's good.
I think that's good, but Sam Bishop, he pointed out Bill Burr's an old white man.
Yeah.
And I don't know how young Sam Bishop is.
Hey, Sam Bishop, who the fuck cares what color people are?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Sam,
red hair.
Hey, Sam Priest, you're a racist. Bringing up race all the time is racist.
I second that motion.
Yeah.
Stop talking about it. He's racist. He's sexist.
Yeah,
and he talks a lot about the chosen people.
Yeah, white people that
bring up more than I do.
White people that bring up race all the time are racist.
Yeah,
we choose not to do that because that divides our country. And I think the Democrats never changed from when they were the slave owner guys.
Yeah, and it's like
they just switched it to making black people perpetually poor.
We should see if he made any AI art of himself on a horse and really examine Sam Bishop. See, maybe he thinks he'd be the emperor slave.
Yeah, I bet he would take down the Teddy Roosevelt statue in Portland. I bet he was part of that. That pissed me off so much. I'm still mad when I saw that. When I went to Portland, I saw the statue stand without the statue.
You went there to visit it, and you were just like...
I didn't even go to visit the thing, but when I saw that there, and all these purple-haired people walking around, and all these people shooting up heroin, like, Portland is the worst place in the world. And then I saw that, and I was like, do you guys even know? They just took him down because he was a white guy. That's literally it. But he had the most... The Rough Riders was the most diverse fucking regiment ever.
It's a cool squad.
He was
melting pot.
He started national parks, that's environmentalism. That's conservationalism. It's
like the best way to unite a bunch of people from a ragtag team of different people.
His party was called the Progressive Party.
You need a common enemy. I think maybe Sam Bishop's the new common enemy. If you want to attack Bill Burr because he has red hair, I don't care.
Yeah.
But you don't even have hair.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So that means that Bill Burr's my friend. So we got to attack.
And I'm friends with Elon Musk.
We got to attack Sam Bishop.
And I'm friends with George Soros.
Yeah. Right. I'm really good friends with Bill Gates, and I'm friends with Alex Jones. And I'm friends with Fauci, and I'm friends with RFK.
I'll drink to that, except I do think I might be a sleeper cell against Fauci.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought that'd be the best pick.
He's going to die on his own.
Yeah. I was going to say, trying not to say the K word. Because then YouTube just cooks us. Why can't you say that?
What about the band The Cooks with the K? 2 Ks?
Yeah.
Oh, that alcohol is horrible. John Hickok was right.
Well,
62.5% alcohol. It's not a good percent.
I mean, it's hard to be high. I think it's hard to be good when it's that high.
But then it's good in a different way, but not. You want it to be better in this way.
This is actually the perfect glass for something that heavy or that high in alcohol content.
Because it's a weapon.
Yeah, but also just the amount of it in here, because you don't want a full glass,
No, but you don't want more. It took too much. It's more than shot glass.
Oh, yeah. You just chugged some. Yeah. I don't want to take a shot. I've just been sipping
it. Okay, you didn't even drink any of it?
This is my second one. I've just been sipping it.
Oh, my gosh. You just totally bamboozled me. I just got scammed so hard. On
You
that
thought I was
Cheers.
going to shoot it down.
You hit the table and you just set it down. I guess.
I took a sip. Maybe I didn't. Let's review the tape. Can someone, Urbanski, if you're still around, can you take a look back at the tape, or Zeke Zugler, please?
We should kind of get a confirmation that anyone's listening at this point. Like, if you are, just give us any comment, anything. Just
can you guys?
I was here at this point, and then
I can see the
grandkids might.
They have better analytics on Patreon now, and we do get good listens on Patreon.
Just add comedy baddie.
Yeah, can you guys like our posts?
Yeah, just
please.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone, you're on YouTube. Smash that like button. For every time you hit the like button, that is another nail in Bill Gates' coffin.
Just if you just send my name to someone that'll harass me,
and for every share that you do of this video, it's going to be another. It's going to be another share. No,
there can't be another share.
For every time
cool.
For every time you share this video, we'll send you the video of John Kennedy talking about Cher.
I love Cher.
Cher is a definition of cool.
It's I'm gonna go watch some Cher.
It was the funniest argument. He's going against Rand Paul, who's the most hardcore libertarian guy. He's just his argument to.
He won, but I don't even know. I don't care. I don't know he won.
He completely lost the bill.
I've never heard of this other guy's video rebuttal.
He's like, Rand, what about I love Cher.
It's really we got to think about our purpose here. We should be a feeder podcast to John Kennedy.
I love John Kennedy.
Do the right thing.
Guys, if you don't know Senator John Kennedy, regardless of your political affiliation, go listen to his. This guy is a fucking wordsmith. He writes
bars.
He says the funniest things, dude. He's got some new ones too. You got to check out some new ones. Just go to YouTube and type in John Kennedy.
I can't imagine how much
people have been talking about him too on X a lot more than I should have made the John Kennedy channel. I don't know if they have one yet, but people have been talking about his quips and stuff.
That's one that's you see a million of the same thing. It's if only there was a channel dedicated to this. We need a John Kennedy channel.
Well, I should have made it earlier because
I
think that I was.
You were a pioneer.
I was a pioneer in being a huge fan of John Kennedy.
You were there before all these people talking about
it.
Before and you know more.
Everyone hopped on his D. I know all of his quips pretty much.
It's so valuable.
Yeah.
In cyberspace, John Kennedy clips.
Right.
He's talking about his zingers.
Yeah.
They're old school, but he has such confidence still.
He has Mayorkas, who's definitely an alien or a reptilian or something. He's the definition of that. I didn't believe in any of that until I saw Mayorkas, and I was like, this guy is a lizard person.
He's a bad case of still kind of looks like a lizard.
He also just imported a bunch of criminals on purpose.
Yeah. You gotta have that guy do the least obvious thing. If he looks like a lizard still.
That guy, he's evil. But John Kennedy said, would you parachute here from Mars?
Yeah. John Kennedy's
that'd be a long parachute ride. And I think Mayorkas did parachute in from Mars. What if he knows something that we don't? That he literally parachuted in.
Dirt on him. That'd be so rapper of him to do that.
The problem with Congress is everyone's blackmailed by Israel. That's the whole Epstein blackmail operation.
Scary. I was listening to. All right, folks. If you think I'm problematic,
it's not only Israel blackmails a lot of the Republicans, but there's also people blackmailed by other interests too.
I just think, okay, I like black males. I'm not threatened by
Lindsey Graham is clearly gay, and he should just say he's gay to get out of his blackmail.
What's he waiting for? That would help his career.
Probably.
If he turned gay now?
Well, because he's been against gay legislation, though, so I think that...
No, it would tank his career. Yeah.
Well, also, I don't. He's definitely blackmailed, but also he's probably blackmailed by the military-industrial complex because he's always trying to go to war.
My perspective on him was just kind of like he was like hating on Trump the most, roasting him, thinking he wasn't going to win. Then just started sucking his dick once he got elected.
He sucked his dick so much,
and it was just kind of like, okay, you're just a flimsy nothing.
Yeah, he's a sycophant.
Yeah, and then your name's Lindsey Graham. It's
so
2 weak names.
Also, recently Trump endorsed him for the next Senate race when it shouldn't be him; it should be a different.
That's
person.
like just nice of Trump to do that, even.
But I wonder if maybe he made a deal with. Because I think they have a lot. They have a lot going on behind the scenes where they're arresting a lot of people for kickbacks and stuff like that. And maybe Lindsey Graham came forward.
Lindsey's like, thank God I got enough clout in my lifetime.
Maybe he came forward and is ratting on other people.
I mean, he definitely seems like he would.
So that they won't prosecute him.
And
then he said, and then he was like, if you endorse me, I'll give you all these names and then just give me immunity. I think that's what it is. That's what it's got to be because he's like the most known in MAGA likes him.
It's like, how can you like someone that's so flimsy? It's like he's basically like Bob Keane.
Also, Trump talked shit about Sassy Massey, which wasn't cool.
No, how can you hate on Sassy Massey's the realest deal?
Thomas Sassy Massey is the realest N-word in Congress.
And then Lindsey Graham, the phoniest, flimsiest.
And he's gay.
He's closet gay.
He's for sure
religious,
gay, yeah.
right? He's like
known gay. Like I think there was the thing where he was in a men's bathroom and he was like tapping his foot, like trying to like solicit sex from someone.
Oh my God! Because I've heard that's kind of scandal. Like
I think that was him.
I thought that was that Wiener guy.
No, that guy.
That was worse.
Well, that guy. Oh, he got what came out was that he was just sending pics of his wiener, which is funny.
No,
but I
thought he was also doing something in the bathroom. But maybe
he did a lot of bad stuff. So
there's a lot of closet.
Well, I think he's tied in with the Podestas and Hillary and all that.
Wow, man, that's just funny to be like.
You got to look into Patrick Byrne, dude. This guy.
People think that you might have done that.
Have you heard of Patrick Byrne? General Flynn and him made a 3-part kind of docuseries called "The Enemy Within," and he breaks down like the deep state. And he was CEO of Overstock, but in the 2008 crash, he completely predicted it. And then they ended up bringing him in, and he has like a photographic memory. So the FBI, he was an FBI asset for a while. And then he ended up turning on them because they tried to turn on him.
Dan, that just sounds dangerous. Photographic memory.
Yeah, they want to kill him really bad.
Yeah.
Or they want to hurt him.
It's just Mac at this point, man. Like, what are we doing? Trying to let YouTube not.
No,
what are we really doing?
No,
like, I'm actually asking, what are we doing? Because the difference between that,
it's just those. There's just words that.
Yeah, but those words, it's like, are we making money when we don't do it, or do we not even know?
No, what I'm saying is that when you do that, they push down the
people that it's not about money, it's listeners.
Yeah.
But then how much do they push it down?
They 100% do it a lot.
At some point we just got to do what we do, and
yeah. Well, that's for the Patreon. So on the Patreon we talk all about canceling.
Yeah, we
people.
never talk about this stuff on here.
Yeah. On Patreon we let loose.
Like people want to hear that and pay for it.
Well, yeah. If you want to hear about people getting canceled, if you want to hear about people getting canceled, which is the word that we can't say.
No, we want to hear.
If you want to hear the K word a lot, go to Patreon.
We honestly do want to hear what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Because it would be good for us to know what people want to hear.
I don't care what people want to hear.
You'd want to have in the back of your mind because
I like
we both like to talk.
I like what's funny to me.
Yeah, but a lot of things are funny to you.
Yeah.
And a lot of things are funny. And the beehive has a lot of bees in it.
Yeah.
And if the listeners
hive minds think alike. Me and Dylan text and say the same exact thing
at the same time. Yeah. It's almost romantic, but it's we're talking about like some loser like Bob Keane, or we're talking about
we don't finish each other's sentences. We say the exact same thing,
and then we both react. And but then imagine if just the fans like think the same things like about.
Join the hive mind, folks, but you can't. They can't have the full hive mind unless they join the Patreon, because that's missing half the episodes.
Well, just give us the the half hive mind, and we'll see if we can.
The hive minds think alike. That's a saying that I came up with.
I know. It's just kind of don't ruin my promotion.
Are you getting promoted to the horse slave guy?
Yeah, I'm still unemployed.
Yeah, there's no jobs out there.
I thought he was gonna pay me.
Yeah, you're not unemployable. There's just literally no jobs.
No, I like thinking. No,
I know so many people that are applying for jobs, and there's literally no jobs.
It's like, I think I was extra cooked, but
Yeah, no, you should feel better about yourself, because it's not just you. I know people that are qualified for decent paying jobs, or they can't even get. I applied for a job at Home Depot for the benefits.
Yeah,
and I didn't get anything back.
It's honestly,
I would have loved that would be the only retail place that I would work at, because I love Home Depot.
Yeah, to a dangerous amount. Like if the people there knew who you are and how much you love home improvement, like it would be like
I would become the CEO in probably 3 weeks.
They would be worried about you taking their jobs. That's the only barrier.
Right. They might write me up for stuff and try to get me fired because they'd be worried that I become the CEO.
Yeah. And it's like, but instead there's some software reviewing you didn't have the right buzzwords or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, or you have to answer the questions, or it's just like, do you have 30 years of experience in this? And you're like, is it improv? Like,
yeah,
no, man.
Right. Yeah, the only jobs that are out there are specialty jobs where you have to have a bunch of years of experience in it, but you can't have the years of experience in it without being in it.
You have to be an engineer for 30 years.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. And you have to be like a new graduate.
Yeah, for 30 years.
Yeah. It's just that tight window.
So there's that, but there's also so many jobs that are on LinkedIn, but they don't get back to you. Yeah, they'll get back to you in a week saying that we found a candidate. No, that job didn't exist.
They're just compiling information. Sometimes they're making themselves look better.
I'm gonna start calling out these companies because
I'll help you.
I'm not like applying anymore. I have a job, but there's a lot of companies out there that I know. I know that I have the qualifications for it. Like, I'm overqualified for them, and then it would just be like in like a week I would get an email, like just a standardized email.
Dude, I would love to do that if we started calling out companies. Like,
you can't even get an interview, dude. It's like I probably applied to like 300 jobs before I got an interview. And I have a good track record in my employment. I was with the same company, moved my way up for 8 years, and then I on my own became a stockbroker, and then like that was my employment break was getting my licenses and becoming a stockbroker.
Pulling yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah,
the initiative, the drive.
My dad grew up on a farm. I got those genes, and I'm also German, very industrious.
You could tap into a lot of different. You can be Jewish if you need to.
Yeah. I'm 13% Jewish. That's why I'm good with money, folks. So talk to Money with Mac if you need any advice.
No, but that's like inspirational. That's so much bigger than sometimes I think bad comedy. It's like, we call people out on their bullshit.
Right.
But a lot of times it's just policing the scene.
Yeah.
But think about
they can't bullshit bullshitters like us.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whenever I see Bob Keane, I say, listen up, Bob. You can't bullshit a bullshitter, okay?
You're giving him a hard time when you do that.
I say, Bob Keane, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. Then he freaks out, and then I go, well, it turns out you're gay the whole time.
And he's like, fuck, how'd he know? And
right. Because that's the best defense against a Bob Keane type of person or a hacko is you they freak out and then you have a very minimalist response. And that pisses them off even more.
Rile them up.
Oh yeah, rile them up more and make themselves look bad. Let them destroy themselves.
There was like someone else I'm going to war with where it was just like, yeah, leave him on red because that's gonna just tear him apart, and just watch he'll implode and say something totally contradictory to what else he said.
I haven't done that. I don't do the leave on red much. Right? I don't know. Jason would do that.
Temporary.
Jason would do that for sure. But I don't purposefully leave people on red much. I'm very quick at responding normally.
It's almost like
I respond like right away, like within a second.
See, for me, the stoicism that I need more of that, so I gotta wait because I'll react too hard and then
maybe have a few days where you're just sad and.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh man, they left me on red now. What the heck?
Yep. Yeah, you gotta get the opposite of girl brain, stoicism. Yeah.
But then just all these companies,
because girl brains are like,
right? It's just like it doesn't stop.
But then they also have that storage for passive. They have the part in their brain that holds the passive aggressiveness in, and then they just like over time just passive aggressively say shit.
This is like saying like black people have an extra bone in their foot.
Girls have different,
like just not true thing.
Yeah. Girls have different brains than men, though. It's a real thing. They do.
I mean, just like they're different size people.
Well, I mean,
they
like
have different bodies.
Women in general just think different than men. They have different emotion types. Like
do black people think different than white people?
Well, no. I mean. Black women and black men think different. No, like
what about black women versus like white men?
No, like women are more prone to emotional things or emotional. Like if you do an emotional argument, they're more likely to fall for it. Men prefer the facts.
I don't know. Sometimes I think
unless you're,
I don't want to like out my boys because it's just like we need help right now. I feel like. Men have been taking a beating for a while. It's almost a slavery level beating.
Yeah. Especially,
but then it's just
there's been all these trans people trying to kill all white cis men.
No, we gotta be
It's
above.
not nice.
We gotta just pretend they don't exist.
It's not my fault that I'm a straight man. You know,
is it not your fault?
Cis is not a word too. When did that word become a thing? We need to get rid of cisgender. That's not a thing.
Maybe it was the first word.
It's called normal.
Cis.
It's normal because it's the majority of people.
Cis is a slur.
They try to say that. Well, I guess I could say I'm a part of a minority group called cisgender. You know, I'm a victim.
Yeah. No, victim mentality. It's like embrace it when it's convenient. Reject it when they're trying to gaslight you,
right,
and make you feel worse about yourself.
Oh, they love gaslighting over there on the left.
Don't you ever bring up my oppression?
Yeah.
Don't you ever make a month about my oppression?
Yeah. Trump's,
and then it turns out you're double oppressed.
Yeah. Isn't it?
You have 2 months of oppression in a row.
Yeah.
Welcome to being a black woman.
How is Trump going to be a Nazi if he's like really against anti-Semitism? Like Jared Kushner, his stepson, is very Jewish.
It's tough to you support Israel in
and you're Hitler.
Military.
That makes you Hitler.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, wouldn't Hitler do the polar opposite thing? I don't know.
You'd probably.
I'm not a history buff.
Right, he'd probably be pro anti-Semitism. I'd assume.
Yeah, he'd probably
I think he was
fun.
So I think it's the opposite thing. Right.
Yeah. So he's kind of the anti-Hitler.
Yeah, he is the anti-Hitler, and also people are like, he's doing unconstitutional things. He's causing a constitutional crisis. It's like. No, there's like 60 district judges just telling him he can't do anything that is within his power. That's a judicial coup.
That seems like kind of like...
And they're all unelected. They're all appointed. People elected Donald Trump to do these things that he's doing, and then nobody elected these judges, especially that Bonesberg guy who looks like Jack Skellington with skin. He
cut that part out.
No. Have you seen a picture of this guy? Judge Bonesberg?
I want to see it too.
Dude, he's evil.
But also just think it's easier thing to
like if you think of like an evil globalist lizard guy,
it's like it depends if our enemies like show him the picture or not. But like
this guy
without the picture, so you're saying it's like, damn, so unelected people are stopping the elected people from doing something.
right.
That seems like unconstitutional.
It is.
Or kind of
and
like,
also people are like, there's a separation of powers. And it's like, well, Trump is actually firing people within the executive branch, all these things. He's firing people from his own thing. If he was Hitler, he would weaponize these things, like the Department of Education, to indoctrinate people.
So he's weakening his own force.
Yeah. He's weakening his own force. That is not a thing that a dictator would do. And
a dictator would suppress free speech and suppress.
Yeah, they would hate they would censor stuff. They would censor stuff, and they would be against gun rights because they don't want an uprising. You know.
Yes.
They would also weaponize the FBI and the DOJ and weaponize really every agency against their political adversaries.
You're fired. Would they do reality TV? Would Hitler do reality TV, folks?
Okay.
Can he be Hitler if he's... I feel like that's the opposite of Hitler.
This guy is... This looks so evil.
Jesus. I thought I looked like Voldemort.
Guys, Google Judge Bonesberg. I don't have another screen I could pull it up on, but he looks like the most evil guy in the whole world.
I almost feel like that's...
And his daughter runs a big NGO. Weird.
Bonesberg.
Oh, his daughter runs an immigration NGO, and he's blocking the illegal immigration flights of Nicaragua. It's kind of weird.
Maybe tell the people at home, maybe they don't know what an NGO is.
It's a non-governmental organization. Those are things that people put money from the government into.
Okay.
Then they use them to launder money either back into either to their pockets or into their own elections. So it's basically just a money laundering scheme where they make sure they keep getting elected. And
okay, wait a second, I have a question.
that's all true. I mean, the paperwork is out there. Check out Mike Benz on X if you guys want to see more about that. He only goes off facts. He doesn't speculate.
In case anyone else is wondering, what you talking about, Willis? Because that sounds like a government agency to me.
Look at how evil
No, he looks like the guy from like American Gothic, the painting.
He's fucking the most evil looking guy
No, he's
I've ever.
worse.
Guys,
He's a real Satan.
guys, please look up Judge Bonesberg.
It's just like it
Maybe
doesn't even have to. Just
maybe on the episode
independently.
thumbnail, I have Bonesberg.
Yeah.
We love Bonesberg.
just forget his even involvement and just look him up and
Oh, guess who?
see what he looks like.
So he was
forget his role.
He got they randomly pick judges for cases, and
That sounds like a good idea.
He was on 3 Trump cases, and then he randomly got put on this whole Signalgate case. He just randomly got put on it. You know, definitely a random pick, not just like a.
I mean, it sounds random.
That he would get picked for every single one.
No, see, it's like people are like, you're so not confident. You wear the hat, but it's like you see what this looks like.
He looks like
to a stranger.
He looks like Satan, dude.
No one wants to hear from that guy.
I mean, unless I want advice on how to be evil, and like this guy just looks like an evil person.
Exactly.
There's
being bald is cooked.
I don't think
Bill
you can.
Burr,
Like,
Sam
how can
Bishop?
anyone look at this guy and say he's not evil? If anybody's on Judge Bonesberg's side, you're on the wrong side.
How are you even on that side? You have to be a bot, and that's not fair to him.
I like this guy, Stephen Miller. He's great.
What I want to see what Bonesberg did. What's his history?
Bonesberg? Oh,
yeah, did he earn his credentials? Is he like a fair?
No, he's completely far left. And you're supposed to be impartial when you're a judge. Yeah.
And see, just growing up, I'm trained to think that guy's evil far right. And then sometimes you realize Voldemort,
Yeah, well, right now,
That's a Disney character now.
right now the goalposts
I don't
removed.
even know.
Far
I think
right,
I
right
don't
now,
know.
far right is like Republican light. It's like because Trump is like socially not hard Republican right.
I feel like socially he's just like a cool guy. He'll be like,
I
he'll
love
go to
my
UFC
chart.
stuff, and he went to the wrestling championship.
Wait, did I send you the video of him
That's
showing the picture
socially.
of showing the new thing in the Oval Office, and it was a big thing of like JD Vance memes.
That was real.
It's fake. No,
Yeah.
he had the Declaration of Independence moved into his office,
Oh.
which rules. Or no, sorry. Yeah, I think it was a Declaration of Independence. This is
I'm gonna steal the Declaration.
this is
of
the next
Independence.
this is the next revolution.
I don't know, Mac. Sometimes I just feel like, are we just talking out of our ass?
No, I mean everything's changing.
What if we are? What if we're just like dumbasses that got conned and
Got conned by Alex Jones,
got conned by Jones and Trump? And
but he
we're
has
just
all the
dumb
no.
and
But
we're
Jones
just
has all the
stealing.
receipts for everything he says.
I know it makes sense to me, and I feel like I'm willing to absorb.
And then they always
Whatever it
they always
is.
read articles from from CNN and stuff like that.
Which is awesome because this is on YouTube forever. Like, if I procreate, my grandchildren will be able to hear.
Yeah, and they'll be. I mean, they're gonna probably take over the podcast when you die. They're
Oh
gonna
my
love it.
gosh.
Yeah, and they'll be
They'll fucking change it to something shitty.
they'll be reading their textbook about the revolution of 2025, and then
Yeah, I love bad comedy, Grandpa. And they'll make it all.
and they'll be like, "Why weren't you guys talking about the revolution that was going on?"
They'll be like, "Oh my God, Grandpa was so dumb. He was so cooked."
He didn't even he's so cooked. He even based it all. He didn't even know about the revolution when it was going
Uh-huh.
on.
So this is what happened. These billionaires took over, and they were actually the good guys. And
What happened?
my grandpa was right. The white
There was-
old men.
there was
were
way
the good
more.
guys,
There was way
and
more billionaires back in Kamala.
Things will get lost in the details.
There's very
But I don't know.
most of the billionaires are on the left.
I'm just saying, it's like
Un-
I'm taking
unless
the
they're
risk to
unless
stand
they're
the test of
unless they're
time.
cosplaying like Mark Zuckerberg.
I'll say what I think at a given moment.
Mark
I
Zuckerberg
would've-
is cosplaying of being a patriot.
That's not even controversial. It's just
It's what he's-
weird.
It's just what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I do jujitsu too. And Trump, that's cool. Dana White does that.
It's like I've been doing crossbowing. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, when he got called out,
Yeah.
when he got asked details, he totally was lying about that.
I feel like he was telling the truth, but he just looked dumb.
I think he was 100%.
That's what you have to do.
I think he was 100% fabricating it.
No one's
I don't think he's ever used a cross.
No, he was just ignorant about it. And you don't go toe to toe with Rogan about crossbowing.
Right. That's like talking to him.
you're
That's like
bad.
talking to him about elk meat.
Yeah. Maybe Dana White, you'd talk about that.
Yeah. Or supplements.
Yeah.
Or ivermectin.
Yeah.
You don't go toe to toe with Rogan about ivermectin.
No.
It's kind of
This
weird.
guy's been through the gauntlet.
It's kind of
of
weird that he
ivermectin.
was right the whole time about ivermectin.
It is a little weird. And I don't know.
That
My
that
grandkids are
ivermectin
gonna
is
think
actually
about it.
it's the cure. It's the antidote for COVID. But everyone made fun of him.
Yeah, and it was like one of the safest drugs ever.
There was a panel recently. It was Chris Cuomo was on it and Dave Smith. And Dave Smith started going in on Cuomo about because Cuomo was like, I don't do anything bad during COVID. He was like, you guys constantly like shot down people talking about ivermectin, like trying to ruin their careers, like Joe Rogan, my friend. He said, and it turns out it's the cure. And then you started taking it later on, didn't apologize because now Cuomo is like promoting ivermectin.
The singer of Weezer?
Yeah.
No.
Chris Cuomo, not the
Josh Ocean.
not the governor,
Cuomo's.
not the other Cuomo, because there's the Andrew Cuomo was the New York guy.
That's the thing that's just like, there's no kind of workaround. You just have to sometimes accept if people aren't, they don't have the context that you have. Maybe they have their own context. But my context, the only thing that makes sense is what I'm thinking.
My context is the truth.
Yeah, well, that's what I think, but that's also what they think.
Yeah,
But then
but
it's
but,
like-
but it's not the truth.
Well, you watch more C-SPAN than other people.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to forgive people because they might have kids. They don't have time to be tapped in.
I want to start debating.
So they just go with what's been true. And it's just like,
there's this.
And if they think I'm whatever, like maybe they'll figure out later.
I'm running for Congress.
I was thinking you're inspired
did you
Alex Stein. You're going to become a.
Well, no, did you see that? There's a girl running that says she's running for the 9th district in Illinois, which is Evanston is where I'm from, and a bunch of other places. That's where Max Rice was running before. But she in one of her videos, she had like a Palestinian garb behind her. She doesn't realize how many Jewish people live in that fucking area. It's like one of the most densely populated per capita Jewish areas.
So
she's like pro Hamas, and I kind of want to run against her as a Democrat, and then I'll be like I want to make a commercial for my thing, and it'll be like
she's a Democrat.
I'll be like she's a Democrat, like far left, like loves Hamas too, and obviously Jewish voters aren't going to vote for her. Or maybe I'll run as an independent, but I'm going to be like I'm just going to be like, I'm turning the camera each time and be like, I don't firebomb Teslas because I love the environment. And I'll be like, I don't like Hamas. So just eats just very easy things. It's like,
I like America.
I think the government should be efficient.
But you'd be running as a Democrat.
Yeah. I'm going to run as a 90s. That's my party, the 90s Democrat.
Honestly, when I saw this.
And then I'll be like, what are some other things that I don't think that we should indoctrinate children with sexual stuff at a young age.
Yeah.
Wait till sex ed when they're older.
I don't know if that's like a.
No, that's a big issue.
Yeah, for parents.
Yeah.
Almost like, I think it just.
I'll have to say,
all just things you can't even disagree with.
I'll say, I love the Jews. I'm 13% myself on my mom's side.
Maybe
no, I'd say
I think speech should be free.
I'd say not only am I 13% Jewish, it's on my mom's side. I stand with the Jews.
I don't think, but it's like how many of them?
I'm not going to say I stand with Israel. I stand with the Jews. There's a dude. Skokie.
Don't even say that.
Skokie is the most Jews per capita of any city.
Or is Skokie in that?
Skokie's in it. Highland Park's in it. There's so many Jews.
That's crazy that she's running and doing that.
Well, I think her thing might be I don't know. We'll see. But
she's running as a Democrat who is against Israel.
I might make the Patreon $1,000 and then run. And then they can pull up any blackmail on me or whatever, or they can join the Patreon. They'll get $1,000.
I mean, by all means.
But I could also be a congressman.
Yeah, so it's almost just like
I could actually be a good congressman. Probably, I would vote on the right things, and I wouldn't necessarily always need to follow party lines on everything. I'm like Massey. I'm like Sassy Massey.
So you'd be a Democrat
who votes mostly Republican. Because right now the Democrat
covers all the bases.
Well,
such a stupid idea.
Well, no, I'm running as Democrat, awesome. But voting for regular common sense things, which is just the stuff that's on the right now.
So you just lose as a Democrat.
What do you say? I'm running as a 90s Democrat, which is a modern Republican.
I know, but it's just like it should work in theory, but then it's also like, why would it be groundbreaking at the same time?
Because I'm running against a pro Hamas person and someone that loves all this like leftist.
You would need that perfect storm.
I'll say I don't like domestic terrorism, especially on electric cars, because I love the environment.
Yeah, just not a big fan.
I will denounce domestic terrorism. I think it's probably bad.
Yeah, probably bad.
On all these 80-20 issues, I'll be on the 80. I think that's how you win. I'd say I'm not a common sense guy, because that's a bad word. That's what Trump says.
No, I was thinking that Alex Stein guy. It's like, this is like
I'll say vote Mac Nepper, because I'm a normal guy.
just such a blanket, like, just safe thing to.
Easy. That's how you win.
I'm not pro that genocide.
I'm not pro any genocide, folks. But
No, you can't say that in Skokie.
no, I'll say it. I stand with the Jews. I'm not gonna say I stand with Israel.
No, it's the same thing.
I'm 13% Jewish. I was gonna say that. I'm 13% Jewish on my
just
mom's
say
side,
that.
and I love the Jewish people.
N-
Yeah, no, I need that. I need to say that because I'm going against someone in
As long as
Hamas.
you don't go far.
I'm going against a Hamas girl.
I'm 13% Jewish on my mom's side.
Not only am I 13% Jewish, it's on my mom's side.
How Jewish can you sound? I love
the Jews. I should do that.
Yeah.
I was actually hanging out with my Jewish friend the other night.
I got Jewish friends.
Yeah. Well,
The other
I'm
day.
Jewish, and then I have Jewish friends to help fill in the rest of the 13%.
Yeah, and just be like,
Don't ask
Easter
me.
just happened. I didn't even give a shit.
No, I'll be like, I like Christians, Jews, Muslims. I like everybody. Why is everyone?
Except my opponent.
Why does everyone hate each other?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can't we just all get along? That's somebody just came up with.
Is that so unreasonable, folks?
Yeah.
And then
I'll say, can't we just all? I'll say, can't we just all get along?
I can code switch if I have to.
Yeah.
It's something your leader needs to have.
Right.
Does she have it?
Right. Kamala Harris did it.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine Crockett does it.
She can get elected.
Yeah. She lost because she ran the worst campaign of all time of all campaigns.
I always just want to be in the like in the background. Like, what about that?
Or go boom.
Yeah. What now?
Each different thing you just pop in. You're just like based.
Fucking stupid.
Based. And then I'm like, I'm running against someone who's in Hamas, and you're like, cooked.
Sounds like she just got cut. That's just me.
Yeah.
No, it'd be a monster campaign.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, so
Is Max
I just
gonna
don't know which
run?
party to run in.
So we get Max to run Republican, you run Democrat.
And I beat him.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is,
Maybe probably.
I would for sure beat Max Rice.
Because they vote Democrat anyways.
Well, he's like a total Zionist, where I'm just like kind of like I just don't like war, and I'll do everything I can to make sure there's peace in the world.
But you're secretly a war buff. That's what they're not ready for.
No, I study a lot of war, but I'm not a fan of pointless bad war. But I like when
you're like you love
I like some war.
learning the stories.
I love. Oh well, don't get me wrong. I love peace through strength, and the strength is like bombing the Houthis and stuff like that.
And just kind of understanding
Bombing the
what
Houthis
happened
to first of all,
I don't know who you're talking about even.
Oh yeah, no one knows who the Houthis are.
Yeah.
Houthi and the Blowfish.
They got exactly. That's where Trump stops. What is that with the Blowfish?
No, it's some terrorist guys.
You just say no one's ever heard of them.
It's one of like the 5 terror cells that Iran backs: Hezbollah, Hamas, Houthis, a few others. But
so it's upsetting me that
they've been shooting missiles at all the cargo ships going through the Red Sea.
now you're just being me.
What?
Just saying depressing things and
No,
you gotta stop at Houthi.
No, the good news is we blew them up.
Okay.
That's hilarious. It's like, sorry, Houthis.
So that's called a happy ending.
Yeah. So we blew them up, and not only did we free up the lanes, we sent a message to Iran because this is right after Donald Trump wrote Iran a letter and was like, hey, let's work things out peacefully. And then they completely rejected it, and he was like, okay, we'll bomb your friends.
Ooh, that I cannot see that being a good move. When for him to write a letter seems vulnerable.
Well, no,
like he's like,
no,
this kind of sucks that I'm doing. This.
It's like the letter was like, we can either do it this way or this way, and I'd prefer not to do it this way. It was like what you're talking about. No, it was like a mob thing.
Yeah,
he was like, we could either do it this way, which I'd prefer, or we can do it this way, where we clearly.
Well, if you disregard that, he's not going to be happy.
Oh yeah, no, they denounced it, and then right afterwards, we hit one of their proxies, the Houthis, peace through strength, and then
so really
behind the scenes, they're like, you're next. But they don't want to go to full-on war with Iran, but they're hoping that Iran will concede to some kind of peace because they know that we would completely destroy them, especially if we're friends with Russia.
So if you enter as a Democrat, we have Max Rice on the Republican. I run as an independent or not even.
To split some kind of vote. Yeah, we
I feel like it would take away from one of your votes.
No, we need you somewhere to split some kind of vote.
Like to take away some of hers only.
I'll have to.
How do we only take away some of hers if I'm?
You have a similar platform.
I do the same thing,
but better.
That's stupid, but that's
no,
true.
That's great. Just be like super pro Hamas.
I'm even more what she's reaching for than she is.
Be like.
I'll just be myself.
I think this should be a socialist country. I'm not afraid to say that.
I'll just like tell them about like, so I made this logo. It's like a swastika.
Oh, you know what's funny? So you know all these countries that have free healthcare. After
healthcare for all.
Yeah, like they have this money for free healthcare because they get.
I'm worried about where this is going, and that's coming from me.
They're not going to have it anymore after these tariffs because they've been picking money off us as a piggy bank on trade.
That's not funny.
That's hilarious. They make fun of us because we don't have universal health care.
Oh.
Well, they've been picking our pocket.
You got a little too much iron in your blood.
Yeah, so
that should be one of your campaign things.
Like Canada. Well, first of all, I think their universal health care is already a failure. I think you have to go to a private one to get real like care. People die waiting to get like care.
I want to get examined in the town square.
I want to get examined by TSA.
Yeah.
Like
I want to get
I never get felt up by a fat black lady, like DMV type of worker.
Put some gloves on. Take them off.
Yeah. Do you remember the old press secretary, Corinne Jean-Pierre, the black girl?
No.
She was always like, they'd ask her questions. She'd be like, that is not my job.
Oh, yeah. No, I do.
I think they found her at the DMV. She would just say, that is not my job.
She's still saying it.
And then Caroline Levitt, the new one, is like the best press secretary ever. And she's hot.
That's the most DMV thing ever.
She is sexy, Caroline Levitt.
You say they're all... I feel like you'd have no choice, though. You are going to have a sexual attraction to any woman in power in that administration.
I am attracted. I mean, okay, but she's hot. They're all hot, but I have a special attraction to when it's a conservative lady in power. Yeah,
but it's also just like
Alina
Trump
Habba
has like a bias to hire them instead of.
Yeah, he loves having
like
intelligent. He loves having intelligent, strong women around him. Unlike what Mark Cuban said.
What did he say?
Mark Cuban said he doesn't like having smart, strong women around him.
Wow.
And then he got cooked. Mark Cuban got cooked when he said that.
No, just hearing that is just. I'm sure the world took care of
Mark
that.
Cuban. The only reason he hopped on the Kamala train was because he started a pharmaceutical company.
Wow, that's fucking like evil.
And he wanted to be in the cabinet in that area.
Just such pure, oh yeah, now all of a sudden I want to help people.
Yeah, he used to be more right-leaning, and then just because of that, he started stumping for Kamala. And then everyone just fucking shit on him on X, on everything. And he's like, I'm leaving X. And then he came back. No, actually, him and Elon were going at each other's throats, but Elon was just winning. He was just cooking him.
Hey, I don't have huge ears.
He was cooking him on everything. He was like, you look like Rachel Maddow, dude.
Yeah, he's just like totally phony.
He is.
Marco Rubio freaks me out because he's like a robot that's like defective still. It's like a early version, and then
Rubio just takes orders and does them. He might be
just why even try if you're like that?
It might be enemies closer. So he got like voted in.
Is he sleeper cell?
No, they're keeping an eye on him, I'm sure, but it's keep your enemies closer. You know, you want to have them around so they're not in the background sneaking around. But I mean, everything he's been saying and doing has been good so far. But I don't know. I think he's kind of a rhino, Republican in name only.
He seems like he's like R-worded.
But he's also a Cuban, and Cubans are very right-leaning because they hate communism.
So he's off balance.
So
he has like when your ear is like messed up and your balance is fucked up.
yeah, maybe. But
He's got like I don't know what.
he might be plotting to overthrow Trump, but let's hope not.
Futile.
Yeah.
So futile and just like no, don't even.
Yeah, it's
try
not going to
it.
happen this time. Last time he was surrounded by ops. This time
He didn't even need to be.
Well, I think when you look at the cabinet, you got to look at the people that were like hit by the left the most, and those are the best ones. So like RFK and Pete Hegseth, and they tried to do Pam Bondi, but they already threw all their slings at Matt Gaetz. So, but those are the best ones because if the Democrats are really upset that they're coming in, then that means that they're probably good. But if the Democrats vote unanimously for Marco Rubio, it's a little bit sketchy.
So then it's just like when Mac Napper gets called upon to.
I'll be a special advisor, or maybe I'll be a prosecutor.
You're gonna be like the guy who's like, I gave up 3 companies to be in Doge. You'll be like, I had a podcast.
Maybe what I'll be is
I was the candy man.
Yeah, I was a candy man, stockbroker. I was Bad Comedy Podcast, and I gave it all
that up.
Yeah, to come here and become the executioner at the. Yeah, I'm gonna have the bag over, like when they arrest everyone for corruption, all of Congress, pretty much. Mm-hmm. Then I'm gonna be the guillotine runner. I'm gonna have like the bag over my head that they would wear, and I'm gonna run the guillotine.
You can do like a voice changer, even, or
yeah, I'll be like, "Oh, who's up next, Pelosi?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotham's.
Yeah. I don't know why they really want Trump to be Hitler, and they're trying to make it happen by the left is trying to make him be Hitler by doing all this judge stuff, and then
it's almost like it's like that's how bad they want Hitler to be their leader. They want Hitler to be their president so bad that they pretend Trump is Hitler.
Yeah.
That they love Hitler.
They do love Hitler.
So they're just at all costs. That's Hitler. His sidekick is Hitler.
Yeah, Democrats never changed from when they were the racist ones in the South. They're still the same, and they're Nazis. They
just became their lizard skills got better.
They just pretend that they're emotional about shit.
Colors.
Yeah, and then they appeal to women and gay people and feeble-minded people. And that's it.
Feel bad.
Yeah. I mean, both the Republican and the Democratic Party sucked for a while, but it's a different party now. It's the America Party.
I was thinking about some.
It's like a pro-human, pro-America party.
What if there's like the lizard party?
That's the Democratic Party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they've infiltrated some of the Republican Party.
Yeah. Damn.
David Icke is a lizard person.
He is, and I was terrified, and
I called him out.
Stop.
I called him out. Sounds like something a lizard person would say.
And he had no rebuttal.
Yeah, I said, I got a bunch of likes on it. I said, you're calling everyone else a lizard person except for you. Sounds like something a lizard person would do.
Yeah, and think and just kind of.
And then he's like, fuck. He looks like a salamander, so he could be a salamander person. So he's maybe half lizard, half fish.
It's almost just like
he's an amphibian.
Yeah, lizard.
So I think maybe he's a turncoat of sorts.
And these could all be different slurs that you're saying right now, or they could all be different races of amphibian or lizard.
Yeah. So I guess amphibian isn't as bad as I think the reptile ones are the worst ones, but the amphibians are friends of the so what he's doing is he's trying to put all these people are lizard people to make it look like he's crazy. And then obviously there's not lizard people. There's this crazy guy talking about lizard people. But there's lizard people.
So he showed them. My grandkids are turning in my grave right now hearing me talk about, I didn't even know the different kinds of lizards and kind of.
Right, yeah.
I feel bad. I'm trying to figure it out. It's tough. I'm not.
This is early
It's not when I was
history right
raised,
now. Yeah, grandparents or
I'm gonna look
grandkids. If you're listening, we know about the lizard people. Okay, so we're actually way ahead of our time.
No, but it sounds like we're talking about the colored people, but it's like this is our like kind of.
No,
We don't really
we're not,
get
we're not,
it. They were that
There's lizard people of all different religions, races.
we were taught that they're bad and they're infiltrating our culture and they're the enemy, and so it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna say the N word.
Well,
Okay,
lizard people aren't black people, and they're not.
So there's no overlap.
There's no. No, there's some. There's
Some black people are lizards.
There's black people, white people, a lot of Jews.
So yeah,
but it's not a lot of people. A lot of people like attribute lizard people to just Jewish people, and I don't think that's the case. It's across the board. They got to have representation in everything. Judge Bonesberg is the biggest lizard person in the whole world. He looks like he's like the final boss in like a game where you're like he's like an undead skeleton man that you got to fight. Like he rips off his skin and then
you go the whole game.
He's the most evil looking guy I've ever seen in my whole life.
He should have a cooler name like the
Bonesberg.
The
is he German or
name.
Jewish or both? Bonesberg. That's a lame ass name. Get a better name like Judge Skellington.
That's pretty much what he is.
I did
Skeletor.
actually. I commented on something about it was a post on X about Bonesberg. I said he looks like Jack Skellington with skin.
What about Bonesberg?
And then,
Bonesberg.
Yeah,
he's Skeletor.
I commented another thing. I tagged myself, or I made another joke below my post. I got a lot of likes on the Jack Skellington with skin though one. I also got a lot of likes on. I commented on Elizabeth Warren's thing. Elizabeth Warren said a thing like, "Imagine this scenario," and like broke down like some fake scenario about somebody not getting their Social Security benefits, which isn't the case because they're not cutting benefits. And I was like, "Oh, this is fun. I love this. I love this. Imagine this scenario: a woman pretends she's a Native American to get affirmative action and get her school paid for, and then she joins Congress because of her diversity, and then insider trades and takes money from Big Pharma, and then and then something else,
like loses in her own state.
Yeah, I said one more thing. Yeah, I forgot what it was.
No,
that one got a lot of likes. Yeah.
It's like how I was so duped by her before that I'm just like, am I just like easy, like impressionable? Like
everyone is.
I was just like,
that's why it sucks that we took the red pill and we know the truth.
It's not like you can't blame yourself for what you saw in them. Zelensky, it's like I just saw. I knew was just he's not being.
That was the narrative being pushed by everybody.
But then it's like Elizabeth Warren. Now every time I see her, it's like every comment on her ex is like her getting cooked about
I love
what
it.
she's saying.
And I love how some of them like say they're going to leave X, but then like Blue Sky is just not a dumb echo chamber of liberals, and so they come back and like
it's funny to see just like they try to do like threads.
I think people. I've never gone on Blue Sky, but I might get one. People go in there and just troll.
Oh, I bet you could get some crazy traction on it.
I bet there's a lot of trolls in there.
If you posted stuff like
there's a funny you should follow Retard Finder on X. And that, what they'll do is they'll just like repost like something that like Elizabeth Warren says or something AOC says. Be like, found one.
I've seen that, yeah. And then they're cooked, and it's like, I hope they never find mine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. You get cooked, but you might get more followers.
Then I hope they find mine. It's just crazy. Like they come in with the same attitude that they've always had, but then it's like, I don't think it's just my feed. I don't think it's just bias of what comments they put first. It's just like, if Joe Biden posts like, I'm leaving the best economy that this country's ever, and then everyone's just like, what are you talking about? What are you, and you're not even Joe Biden. What are you talking about? It's just like
it's Hunter Biden and Obama.
Yeah, he's like signing his own pardon. Like, What the fuck?
Yeah, there's no way that Joe knew about all those pardons.
Did you see that picture of the signatures? Just
Yeah. Well, I think that there's going to be a huge red wedding type event. Have you seen Game of Thrones? Where they
That's scary. You're being David Ick.
No. In Game of
I don't
Thrones,
want a red wedding.
they canceled the whole Stark family. The leadership of the North. I think there's going to be the reason they want to have a very solid case to prosecute a shitload of people at once. The whole deep state.
Jesus.
I think that's good. Because also, Trump said, I think next week he's releasing a bunch of stuff about the 2020 election that they have 100% proof that it was stolen.
God, they almost let that one go. They're like, we don't care.
Trump would
anymore.
never let that go. Ever. That and January 6th, he's going to make sure all that comes out. Because that was
his legacy.
Yeah, dude, and people still believe that January 6th was like a real insurrection.
I'm not saying he should let it. I just feel like it seemed like they were kind of just like, you know what, like we're focused on the future.
Oh,
like they have enough things that are just like the other side like doesn't look good.
I know, but
anyone that's paying attention that much, it's just like, yeah, you guys were like lying about everything.
Yeah, they need to be shown as the emperor has no clothes. They need to be shown as crooks and criminals and legally imprisoned.
I'm for it. Like,
I mean, if they were committing crimes, this is not going after your political enemies. This is going after criminals.
No, it was almost just when sometimes they're like, you know, like let's take the higher road and just focus on uniting the country instead of dividing.
They're taking the high road and not using lawfare like the other guys did. What they're doing is they're doing
ruining
actual
their reputation.
No, instead of making up crimes and going after Trump like they did, what they're doing is
saying real crimes and not going after them.
What they're doing is like arresting them for real crimes. They're following the law.
Are they actually like arresting people? Or
I think so. I hope so. I mean, if they're able to, I mean, even if they don't arrest them, if all this comes out in hearings and stuff, that will tank everything for the Democrat Party's over.
I mean, I almost just think it's like the same thing as like when I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy Bob Keane is like such a loser and like talentless comic. Like me, like saying anything back about him.
No, but
just like,
but that
guy's got it rough enough.
No, but the Democrats don't have it rough enough. They're telling people to burn down Teslas and domestic violence, domestic terrorism. Like, these guys aren't going down without a fight. So
I guess it's just like
these guys are doing everything they can.
They're already cooking themselves when they're doing that.
They're cooking themselves by doing that, and they're about to get cooked as well.
And people really used to like get cooked. Yeah.
Dude, I can promise. I mean, obviously, Trump wants the truth to come out about everything, about on him, on his legacy. That's why he still won't say that the 2020 election was he's gonna that's why he's always maintained that, and that's why when people were grilling his nominees, when they were asked if they think that the 2020 election wasn't legitimate, and they'd say Joe Biden was the president.
It's like it's tough to let go when you are just like not that type of person, where it's just like letting go means saying this is okay for you to do to me and people like me. Like if I just let this go, then you just free rolled that situation. You had no consequences,
right? There needs
only to gain.
There needs to be accountability. He talked about accountability. That means people going to jail. Fauci killed like millions of people.
Fauci, but he's kind of just fucking cute. I just want a little Fauci doll.
And it goes, ouchie.
Yeah.
And it goes, man.
It
goes,
like
the vaccine works. It's not worse than the COVID.
Stay 6 feet away.
I'm excited for when RFK releases the report that shows that actually on YouTube that more people passed from that thing than that disease.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what are you actually saying?
that more people died from the thing the thing that they gave you,
than
than
the
thing that was in the air.
Love.
Yeah, that's gonna come out.
That's
it's not gonna look good.
On my GIRFK Jr. Action figure, and I pull it back, and it's like, God bless America.
Yeah,
And it's like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, I'm surprised it's even that loud.
Yeah.
He's so jacked though.
Also, Trump wouldn't have released that AutoPen stuff unless he planned on prosecuting people. Adam Schiff needs to go to jail forever. He needs to go to the El Salvador jail.
I just think it's hilarious how sloppy sometimes things are at the highest levels of power.
Some of these people have done really bad things.
How do you let like Hunter Biden's pardon be sloppy?
Yeah,
It's just crazy.
well, he's a crackhead.
Just like there should be so many people around Hunter Biden to where it's just like, I don't know who signed that and botched the signature and all that.
Dude,
it's just like, how did they let that happen?
You got to watch it's the miniseries Enemy Within.
Like, people are just lazy at that point.
So
like they're so
Clintons,
powerful that
the Clintons made blackmailing in politics like par for the course. So they're just like straight up fraudsters and for power and money. But Obama, he does fucked up things behind the scenes, but he's more ideological. He wants communism.
So he's just like, he's cooking for the bad side out of goodness.
He had Hillary blackmailed on taking a bribe, but never made it public, so that when she got elected, which didn't happen, that he could basically control her whole administration.
So he would have owned her.
Yeah, it was called Operation Snow Globe.
That's a cool name, and I feel like, is there like a racial undertone even?
No, it's just like that.
That's
She's
just how I
stuck in this snow globe, and he can just shake it up whenever he wants.
But snow is white, so you
But
know what I'm saying.
Yeah, so there was infighting within because the Clintons, were just all about the money, and then Obama was more about ideology, and basically he was trying to just control Hillary through blackmail.
Do more drone strikes.
Yeah, the FBI set up a thing where she took money from Azerbaijan or something. Mm-hmm. They took a bribe, and then they just kept it in the under wraps as blackmail.
Like a mummy.
Yeah.
You ever see the mummy?
Yeah, but the pyramids aren't even a tomb. It's big batteries.
Obama's like, maybe drone strike the pyramids.
Maybe drone strike a bunch of kids.
You'll look dumb when you do it.
I like drone striking from home.
And you'll like it.
Hey, Joe, can you send me drone striking stuff to my house? Mm-hmm. It's like a video game for me. I love killing kids.
It's like just two Obamas just like, hey, could I get that drone strike? You're going to finish that.
Yep, no, I'll deliver I'll deliver it to your house tomorrow.
Or you better not be late because I'm going to drone strike you first.
Delivering a missile the next day.
All right, I want that Zelensky signature.
Hurry up, I want to hit this wedding.
Better not forge it. Big Mike's going to know.
Barack Hussein Obama.
Hussein is the craziest middle name.
Apparently he was...
It's this sloppy thing.
Apparently he was a part of 9/11 as well.
There's a point where I don't even want to know that.
I know.
But I do.
Yeah.
How is he part of 9/11?
You can look into it.
No, I don't want to do my own research about that. Hussein, that's enough of a part of it.
Alex Jones.
No,
He's always right.
Yeah, when I saw the birth certificate thing that was just like a shitty Photoshop.
Yeah, he's from Indonesia. He went by Barack, or he went by Barry Soetoro.
And he was a CIA, the son of the CIA guy.
Yep.
He was the golden child that they said, this one.
Yeah, basically.
He's the chosen one.
He was the one to do the Marxist coup in America.
Yeah.
over a longer period of time.
That's why it's just like the long war that we have on
It's
Bob
fucking
Keane is like
insane.
the same thing.
Yeah. This is Chinese style.
You fuck with the wrong person.
You plan out 1,000 years in advance.
You have no idea how spiteful.
I think the Chinese plan out the longest.
Yeah.
Because they just strategically like, we'll just buy land in America, and then ends up over time just a shitload of land in America, all around military bases, and then we'll, kind of sneak into the Panama Canal. And they do very sneaky stuff, a lot of sneaky stuff. We'll steal all their technology.
We'll use education. We will
We'll
steal their technology.
We'll make sure that their teachers are teaching like Marxist types of ideologies, and we'll destabilize them by dividing them.
And our people won't even be allowed to like talk like that.
Yeah.
And we'll get them like 100 years ahead of time.
I mean, if Kamala Harris won, we'd all be talking Chinese. We'd all be like,
Hello. Hey, Darren. Welcome to Bad Comedy Podcast.
No, it's like if it was like Kamala came to like Chinatown to talk.
that's
I
how
would
she
go
would
see
talk.
that. Yeah.
Hello, Divine Nine.
It's like, why does she have a gong?
When she walked into the... Actually, I guess there was this conspiracy that... So, remember when she did like super black voice? She's like, the Divine Nine. So I guess the Divine Nine is just a couple black sororities. 9 black sororities. So that's what she was talking about. And because there's this conspiracy theory that like Kamala Harris is still going to be president. Like no one can defeat the Divine Nine. I'm like,
Trump's going to get unseated. Or
by the Divine Nine. No one's ever heard of the Divine. What, by some sorority houses?
Like, yeah.
I was in a frat. We didn't... If there was 9 of us, we wouldn't be able to do anything for an election or anything political.
No.
Like, what's Delta Chi going to do?
And you just look like nerds.
Yeah. I know the Greek alphabet, though.
You do?
Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, xi, omicron, something.
No wonder they ended Greek life on campus.
I was the pledge trainer. That's why I know it so well.
I bet you can say it backwards in front of
I was
an
the
officer.
hazer. I was the hazer.
Yeah, I know. That's why you'd also be the guy on the horse whipping people.
I also know our preamble. We, the members of the Delta Chi fraternity, believe in the great advantages are to be derived from college and university men, appreciating that close association may promote friendship, develop character, advance justice, and assist in the acquisition of a sound education, do ordain and establish this Constitution.
But do you know like what it means, or do you just know the words? Like, what does that mean?
I would know all the words so that when a pledge didn't read it and learn it, that I could say it really fast in their face.
You don't even know what it really means.
Yeah, I do. It's very simple.
What is it?
We, the members of the Delta Chi fraternity, believing that great advantages are to be derived from a group of college and university of men, appreciating that close.
You're just saying it again.
Appreciating that close association, it's a frat, promotes friendship, develops character, and assists in the acquisition of a sound education. It's very easy. Do ordain.
It's not really saying anything.
Do ordain and establish this Constitution. All it's saying is be a frat. It didn't help.
Frats are just. I feel like that's one of your biggest like weak points, like targets is.
Not at all. I was able to
frat life.
I was able
lacrosse. This is stuff that puts you totally. You're just like
I was also a black disciple.
You could say no. You could say all that. You could say all the rap lyrics, but once people find out,
it doesn't matter.
Oh, he was in a frat. He was a slave leader in the frat. He played lacrosse. Is another.
I yelled at Whitey.
You become an outlier.
I screamed at Whitey. That was my.
You are Whitey.
I screamed at Whitey at the White Devil. I hate the White Devil. Wait, did you see that Alex Stein video I sent you where he talked about the White Devil?
No.
I'm a huge Alex Stein fan, folks. Yeah, Alex, if you're listening, give me a call through Tucker Carlson.
Is he that? You should hit him up. See if we can collab.
Yeah, I'll collab with
feel like
Stein.
Dude, he's down to do the things.
He's a pimp on a blimp, dude.
Pimp on a. Does he say that? Did he play lacrosse?
I mean, he talks like the douchiest guy ever. It's hilarious.
I just like when he'd just be like, "Nope, you just got destroyed." Just like I'm 5-0.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Are you an illegal immigrant?" Just a Mexican guy. It's like, show me your green card. Like, I'm a citizen. It's like, show me your paperwork.
Green card.
Yeah, I'm calling town home.
No, but it's like that girl was so triggered about him just saying like everything you're saying is bullshit, blah blah blah, and it's like, little does she know he's trolling.
Yeah,
but then at the same time,
he's a comic, dude.
He's like, I'm the #1 college debater. It's like,
well, he's making fun of Charlie
Yeah.
Kirk, but also
it's so stupid.
Yeah, so he's a right-leaning satire guy. It's funny. It's kind of like
stupid,
it's kind of like what I
funny.
do. Yeah, it's very similar to me. We've been doing this podcast for a while, folks.
Yeah. You're welcome, folks.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, where else do you get stuff like this? Check out Alex.
I doubt anyone else makes this.
Check out Alex Stein, Pimp on a Blimp. Follow me at Bad Boy Comedy. Go to thealexjonesstore.com/badcomedy for supplements and helping to kill the globe or get rid of the globalists.
No K words.
Yeah. And also
Follow at Comedy Baddie.
follow at Comedy
AKA
Bad.
the pimp who is a blimp.
Pimp,
right
the
now,
Pimp
so
Blimp.
Maybe I need some supplements.
He's a pimp blimp, and make sure you buy stuff from the alexjonesstore.com/badcomedy so that he can get supplements, so he's not a blimp anymore.
Yeah,
so he's
and
just
I
a
may
normal
not- yeah.
a normal pimp.
I might not even do that, but
Maybe you'll be able to maybe
maybe
we can buy a blimp for you, so you can be a pimp on a blimp too.
maybe I could be the Heidenberg or maybe the
Hindenburg?
the Bonesberg.
The Bonesberg.
Yeah.
Bonesberg is like a nice looking guy.
No, we're definitely gonna
He
be replying to that guy.
Bonesberg looks like the guy when you enter hell. He's the guy that welcomes you.
Hi, I'm Bonesberg.
Hey, I'm Bonesberg.
Mhm.
Welcome to hell.
So you've been here this whole time, like
He's a judge in hell for sure. You know,
just
he sentences you to like eternal pain. Like we're gonna sentence Bob Keane too with our war plan. Yeah.
It's just funny when it's like something like that, like a bully picking on me. It's just like, oh, I've been waiting for this.
I've been waiting for it too.
So much more interesting than any
Yeah.
other kind of venture.
He shouldn't have woken a sleeping giant by attacking my friend.
No, and there's just so many different angles and micro angles and macro angles.
Yeah. We'll talk. Check out the Patreon, folks. We'll talk about. We'll give you more details on the war plan.
Yeah.
About ruining Bob Keene's life.
Not that difficult.
Yeah. Follow Bob Keane if you want to see a bat. If you want to see a bat rat.
Yeah, you can
And
see
if
like
you-
the worst comic ever.
Right. Actually, check out at the Bob Keane. I think is it. I don't know. He blocked me and everything, and we're mutually blocked. I blocked him too. But follow him if you want to just see what we're talking about.
It's kind of just
If you don't know him, if you're
hard to describe even.
if you're in Jacksonville or upstate New York or Epstein's Rhode Island, then just check out Bob Keane. You know we have the painting.
Yeah, and he basically,
I should have brought it out today, but
it's okay that you didn't because it's so. I don't know. Even the idea of
I think the painting
image.
is the funniest troll.
The painting is like the best representation, and it's almost like I'm a big fan. I thought maybe next time I see him, I'll be like, Bob, think I can get a picture?
Mm-hmm. And he tries to act like the painting is like
like, oh, these guys love me.
Well, that's what he says, but it's like, no, this is a troll.
Yeah.
This is. I went through the effort to have my sister paint this.
Like,
because
do you know who I am yet? Or
yeah.
it's never gonna end.
Right. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it is funny to just
having a
have
hand painted portrait of the worst guy in the world.
Merch. We have merch like
Starving
you can buy.
artist. Yeah.
If you want to do any service, just buy from the Bad Comedy Store.
Yeah. I
Starving
need a new
artist
link because I
sweatshirt.
stopped paying for the
No, we need to make sure that's
server.
functional.
I stopped paying for because it was expensive.
No,
Having the domain.
no, it's still there. What happens if people buy something there?
I'll put the link in there. So we still have the store, but
Yeah.
it's just not badcomedy.org anymore or something.
Oh,
Yeah. But I can just put a different link
yeah.
in the link tree.
That's a
Go to the
no-brain
link
casualty.
tree. It's like kind of like a weeping willow tree.
You You can buy a Starving Artist sweatshirt of Bob Keane.
Yeah, Dylan was raised by a link tree.
Yeah, it's I don't know, pretty country, I guess we could say.
Contrary to popular belief, but I like Judge Bonesberg. I want to say before we leave, follow Judge Bonesberg.
A Bonesberg skull.
He was definitely in Skull and Bones. Skull and Bonesberg.
No, just like anyone who ever wonders why I wear a hat, it's just you can't when you're bald.
Well, you're Tim Hot Tub.
Well, that helps a little bit.
Yeah.
The hot tub's too hot.
I'm Phil Labonte, anti-communist, counter-revolutionary.
And that's just like, okay, it's a cooler guy, cool Mac.
Let's
you
go.
Don't have a
Let's
disability on your head.
Yeah.
This is a disability.
Yeah, but you're a good skateboarder like Tim Pool.
I want to put in my rap song. I'll watch Rocket Power.
Yeah, Rocket Power is good.
Yeah.
I like Tito.
Yeah.
I don't like the comedian Tito at all.
I like the girl in it.
I like is Tito the fat guy?
Yeah, he's like the blonde with glasses. He's like the Chucky.
No, I thought Tito was
I might be wrong.
I think Tito was their mentor, the fat older guy.
Oh yeah, he was like the machete.
Yeah, he worked in a restaurant.
Yes. Yeah. He was their machete.
Yeah. So folks, check out Rocket Power, Alex Stein, Judge Bonesberg, Bad Comedy Podcast, patreon.com/badcomedy, thealexjonesstore.com/badcomedy.
Osmosis Jones Rogan.
That's a good podcast. Yep. And then buy Malort. Next time you're at a bar, get a shot of Malort. Mm-hmm. It's literally the best thing you'll ever taste in your whole life.
Oh, you'll remember it.
Yeah, you'll have the wisdom to know the difference, as they say in AA. You know?
Experience.
Yeah, because if you're in AA, just fall off the wagon. Just quit. Just drink.
Just give it up and just relapse and go back to your familiar home.
Right.
Which might be more pain, but it's also more comfort. And
when you fall off the wagon, we're here to catch you. Malort, Jepson's Malort.
And so there's always a place in bad comedy for relapse and
If you've been wanting to relapse, start with Malort. It's only 35%. Ease your way back into drinking.
You're getting the itch. You kind of always have the itch. You're always kind of Jonesing.
Like
Jones Rogan.
Yeah. Jonestown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Jones.
I moved there actually to Jonestown.
You did?
Yeah. Jim Jones told me it wasn't a cult. I was like, okay. It turned out the whole time it was a cult.
Oh my gosh!
I walked right into that one.
No, you got Jonesed. You're Jonesing.
I thought I was just keeping up with the Jones.
Yeah.
It turned out the whole time I joined a cult where everyone died.
There's so many shows now. It's like, what is what?
How do you keep up with the Jones? You keep up with Alex Jones. You got to keep up with all these different Joneses. Yeah, Rock of Love.
Flavor Flav.
Yeah, you got Even Stevens.
Yes.
You got Boy Meets World. There's too many new shows.
It's overwhelming, but I'm going to watch them all.
Right. I mean, SpongeBob gets better viewership. SpongeBob reruns gets better viewership than CNN. That's what Tim Burchett told CNN.
And it was ahead of its time.
Tim Burchett, he's a representative. He said, questions like that is the reason that SpongeBob SquarePants reruns gets more views than you guys do.
Why are you throwing shade at SpongeBob? Like that doesn't deserve it.
No, but I mean that's pumping up SpongeBob.
SpongeBob
because it's reruns. He's talking about reruns.
Timeless
reruns normally don't get more views than one of the top news agencies.
Sometimes I still worry about if I'm cooked on SpongeBob and don't know it yet.
I was never a SpongeBob guy, really.
Oh,
I watched it sometimes. I was a Cartoon Network stan.
Yeah, but still, it wasn't a war.
I wasn't
it was a war.
I mean, I was Cartoon Network and Disney fan.
Adult Swim, even. You ever watch the show with like it's like a meatball and it's got like a soda?
I didn't watch much of it.
I wasn't really into that. I liked
Tim
and Eric.
What else is that? I didn't watch too much Tim and Eric back then either. I in the last few years, I discovered Tim and Eric more.
What about, so you watched?
What else is on Adult Swim?
Robot Chicken. We talked about Dexter's Lab and D.
I like Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken.
Was Robot Chicken where they had the celebrity death matches? It was like Jack White versus Jack Black.
You know more than me.
Yeah, I think it was.
I don't remember that one. What about the one that was like, he's like the cool guy. What is that? It's not Johnny Bravo, but there was another
Johnny
one.
Bravo was cool.
Archer.
Archer. I like Archer.
Archer.
I like Johnny Bravo, though.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of
Like
Coon Dog.
Yeah. He's a coon dog. I always felt like it's just like, oh man, I like this.
Shout
I
out
want to be
Gregory
a
Howell.
misogynist.
I miss Coon Dog.
Yeah, we got to just
Folks,
bring him
Coon
back
Dog
to
is
life.
he has a really good joke about Spyro, but he's a stand-up comic. He moved away to South Carolina.
People like don't even understand. Just that
He'll
Coon
put-
Dog came through.
He'll
He
probably
just
vote for Lindsey Graham because he doesn't know enough.
and I wouldn't even look at him differently.
Neither would I. He can vote for a closeted gay guy who loves war.
I think he was talking about he's just like he didn't eat sugar for like a year or something. He's just like crazy health.
Lindsey Graham's like,
We should invade Iran.
Uh-huh.
I'm gay.
Uh-huh.
I just want to kill a bunch of kids.
Yeah. It's
I
like
just- I
we
just-
know we
I just
saw
want to cancel a
that.
bunch of kids.
Take off 1 point.
I just want to cancel a bunch of kids in the Middle East so I can get paid by Lockheed Martin.
I thought you could stay in character this time.
well,
I like when they give each other a little hard time, even though if they're enemies, they
Who?
still kind of have, just like in C-SPAN, they'd be just like almost a friendly, but you're my enemy, but it's still like I respect you in a way, or just kind of like a,
John Kennedy's good at doing that.
yeah.
He's good at like acting like he's not very adversarial, but he's also just completely cooking them. But then you have I like the Badgers. Like Jim Jordan will just go at someone. Jim Jordan's good at it though, because
Jim Jordan might be like soulless.
he has all the facts though, and but also this new guy Brandon Gill is hilarious. Is great. I'll show you a clip.
It's just funny when it's like sometimes they give nothing, but then my favorite moments are just when everyone can celebrate. This moment's a little bit funny to everybody.
Yeah,
I love Cher.
I mean Kennedy's the best.
Yeah.
I mean I'm not going to deny that at all.
But that's what unites the
But like
country.
Matt Gaetz was good at going in on people. But you're right.
He was so polar though.
Yeah.
But then it's like,
I love Shay.
yeah, that shit is.
With the music
that's
happened
what
behind
unites
it.
the country.
That should have been the most popular video on the whole internet.
He should be the president.
Yeah. Or vice president. I just want to hear from him a lot.
Yeah.
Can he so Ted Cruz has a podcast. I need a Kennedy podcast without Ted Cruz. Maybe Kennedy and Chuck Grassley was like 96 from
No,
Iowa.
Kennedy with us. We should reach out to
No,
him.
but who would be another good person in politics for him to? And Alex Jones.
JD Vance.
No,
No,
it's got to be another. Who's an entertaining person in Congress? Him and
wait.
no. What about him and? It should be a Democrat. It should be Hirono, the Hawaiian lady who's retarded.
I don't know. Is she the one with the one leg? I don't know.
No, that's Tammy Duckworth from Illinois. She sucks.
No.
She waddles like a duck.
Makes Kendrick look bad. His last name is
Yeah,
Duckworth.
we can make fun of disabled people because Jasmine
Kill
Crockett.
Tony.
Jasmine Crockett made fun of.
She should try out for Kill Tony.
She made fun of Greg Abbott. He's in a wheelchair. He's been paralyzed since he was 26,
He should try out for Kill Tony too.
and she called him Governor Hot Wheels.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did.
That's like even beyond Trump level. He wouldn't even say that.
Yeah,
He wouldn't say that even.
I know. It's a wheelchair
He's
person.
like, yeah, I have human decency.
Like a tree fell on him while he was on a run when he was 26. He's been paralyzed ever since.
She called him Governor Hot. I can't even say.
She didn't even apologize. She said you know what her excuse was? She said that she was when I said Hot Wheels, I was talking about how he was shipping immigrants up. It's like no.
No.
It was clearly because he's in a wheelchair.
Oh my god. Dude.
Yeah, it wasn't even funny. It was she's like we out in these hot ass Texas streets. And you don't know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there.
God, dude.
And then she's
It is
like,
kind of-
he ain't anything but a hot ass mess. It wasn't it wasn't funny because all it was a dig without any kind of punchline or
it was like that Leonardo when she.
It was a
made fun
dig
of
without.
Kendrick.
So I like funny stuff, but from a
If you just say
comedian's
the N-word, it's not
perspective,
funny.
exactly.
Yeah.
She didn't have anything to
joke around it.
She had nothing to follow it. Yeah,
No, Hot Wheels. That's so hack,
it's so hack.
and it's so mean.
The hackest thing ever.
And it's just like it's mean when it's not even funny. Which
Greg
is
Abbott
even
didn't care.
meaner.
He was like, it's not nice.
Oh my god! I bet Hot Wheels didn't like it.
Well, what I think he should have done is make an AI of him with like in his wheelchair, and his wheelchair has like the flame Hot Wheels stripes.
That's what Trump would do in retaliation.
100%.
Yeah.
Is you self-deprecate as a comeback, saying it doesn't faze you.
No,
that's the best way.
Just get a snapshot of Trump at McDonald's, Trump with the garbage truck. These are moments
that's going to be in the history books.
Understand what happened in these moments.
If there's a future,
this should be in the time capsules,
right? If we don't let Zelensky make World War III happen, if there's not a nuclear event that kills 7/8 of everyone, like Bill Gates wants, probably, then this will be history.
I think I hope Zelensky gets turned into kind of a bug or kind of like a thing you swat away. But I might be sleeper cell versus Zelensky.
He's
potentially.
Well, I think you know how the globalists eat the bugs.
Yeah.
Zelensky's a bug, and they're gonna eat, or the people of Ukraine are gonna eat him.
Yeah, it's like he's got so many things against him. I feel like that's
the people of Ukraine don't want to do this fight anymore. They know that it's an unwinnable thing, and literally they're kidnapping people with Down syndrome to go on the front lines.
They're like, you're just making
it's
worse.
insane. Yeah, and they pretend like the polling there is good for Zelensky, but he refuses to hold elections. It's clearly just made up polls.
It's going to be remembered as arrogance. He thought he could go up against Russia.
Yeah. And then, I don't know why the UK and the EU are like, we got to keep the war going. It's like, for what?
No, but that moment with
Elon,
Zelensky talking to Putin
Elon,
on the show
that was powerful
crazy.
when Elon was talking about the Ukraine war on that Doge thing, because he called that one fucking loser Democrat, what's his name? Something Kelly, Mike Kelly or something. He Brett Baird brought up a tweet that he had where he commented on Mark Kelly. He was like, just got back from Ukraine. We need to send more money there. And then Elon in the comments said traitor. And then you haven't seen that from the. Oh, okay, I'll pull that up after. I'll show you after. But he went off on people putting other countries in front of ours and just paying through virtue signaling, just letting thousands of people die every day. He's like, I have complete contempt for people like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like sometimes Elon, it's like I see the game he's playing, whether he's being more ethical than he. I don't think he thinks. He's ethically. I think he thinks about long-term humanity.
I think he's pro.
And he doesn't really care about but that doesn't make him a bad person.
I think he's the opposite. He's the inverse Bill Gates. I feel like. I mean, he probably has definitely some huge AI things that he wants to do with Larry Fink or not Larry Fink with the.
I think with whatever Tesla or SpaceX, I think he's like he's looking at the long term, and it's like the smart but also the autistic way.
But at least he's pro humanity.
Yeah, undeniably.
He's not anti humanity. He has a bunch of kids. He hates when people are dying in war. The globalists love that. The globalists want the population to be tiny so that they can have little super cities.
Yeah, like Elon gets fired up about like you're working from home while these people are coming to work every day.
Yeah, kind of what they say on InfoWars for the most part. This is what Owen Shroyer says. He's like, I mean, I don't fully trust Elon in the future. I don't know, but right now it's like you're getting attacked by a bear, and then another bear comes up and defends you, and it starts fucking that other bear up, and then you're probably gonna like that bear.
It's just competition.
But later on, you can assess if the bear's going to attack you after it's done with that.
No, it's like.
But that it's
killed by the first bear.
Like right now, he's doing everything that we want to kill the other bear, and
Yeah, and it's also just like
if he turns into a complete technocrat, control everybody, do all that, then that's the point where Alex Jones flips the switch and doesn't like him anymore.
no, he'll be like on his own app enough to know like it's like, hey Elon, like that makes you look like not cool, and he'll be like, oh fuck, like I don't want to be not cool.
Well,
so
the problem is, his problem is he has
cool.
Asperger's, so he can't fully
he can't fully
chameleon.
but he can like he's not gonna go more evil than what makes him like think he's cool.
Yeah.
That's going to hold him more accountable than...
I told Tim Dillon that because he said nobody voted for Elon Musk with a chainsaw, and I said literally everybody voted for Elon Musk with a chainsaw. I said that I was watching his episode, and then I
just replied right away.
Well, yeah, I went on X, and
so stupid.
I went on X too, because he posted the thumbnail of the release.
Like just then.
And then I commented, literally everyone voted for Elon Musk with a chainsaw. Got a lot of likes.
Wow. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, a lot of people liked it. Everyone likes me. The internet loves me, dude.
Tim Dillon might not. Tim Dillon doesn't seem
Tim
like
Dillon
Elon.
is a fat...
Tim Dillon, I trust what
like
he
Tim
says
Dillon
more than almost anyone.
Well, yeah,
because he's got the most balance. Like he doesn't care. He's like,
well,
I don't really like Elon, and I'm like,
well, he goes against everything, which is hilarious. Or no, he defends everything that's terrible, which is hilarious for the most part. Sometimes he'll talk like honestly, but mostly it's all ironic.
Yeah.
Like he just defends all the worst things that happen.
Oh my gosh! But just think, I don't know. I knew Elon before all these people thought about Elon.
I kind of. When I was talking about the Houthis, I was kind of saying pretty much what he was saying. It's like sometimes you just gotta bomb the Houthis. Like, what else are you gonna do? It's like like you work there, you're at the office. Like you can't just you can't
explained it. I still know who they are.
You can't just not bomb the Houthis.
It's rough because I just really adamantly don't know who they are still, and
no, it's good.
I don't think that's good for me.
They're
or
bad.
them.
They're bad. It's like I don't know.
See, that makes it sound like it's good.
No, they're not good.
It doesn't sound.
They're
so black and white.
They're pirates with
pirates
with missiles on their boats, and they just shoot cargo ships.
It just sounds like something we would do too.
Like it would be really annoying. Like they're like little, they're like little pests. They're like mosquitoes.
Oh no, I hate that. That convinces me.
All right, well, folks, follow the Houthis on Instagram, and we'll catch you.
Yeah, maybe follow the Blowfish too.
Yeah, I like Houthi and the Blowfish a lot.
Great band.
Yeah. Big episode coming up, folks.
It's huge.
Don't miss it.